And I've got a list here of a few things that we had to learn the hard way in the first 2 or 3 years. If we just met, we would never know anything. And I've got a list here, and if somebody can add to this list, please do so, right? Because we've still got a lot to learn. First one is, don't nurse a weak youngster in the nest. Bloody obvious, isn't it? Get babies up in the air early in their lives, they're like chickens. Right, first couple of years, we were so scared of scaring the mum that they spend the first 2 months of their lives, or after they've been weaned, walking around the lawn and just pretending they're shorts. Not a good look. Especially when they finally do get up, suddenly there's a falcon and suddenly decided it's going to eat most of them. Falcons, just while we're on falcons in Sydney, my brother will let his pigeons out once a day, and you can guarantee that in the 6-month period between about October and April, they will be hit every time we let them out. No doubt about it. Usually 1, 2, 3 falcons that can go out more at once. The way to make that work, or the way to actually get them to cope with that, is that we wean them. We give them about 2 weeks to settle down, and about 6 weeks of age they get scared up in the air. The ones that don't cope with the falcons aren't worth having, because if you can't cope around home, you're certainly not going to cope on the way home from a race. So if you don't actually start breeding the family of pigeons that can cope with falcons, don't race in Sydney. Third lesson learned, do not toss to get the birds fit. Get them fit, then start tossing. Bloody obvious again, but no one tells you this, you don't know. Now we know that if we haven't actually got our birds flying an hour a day for at least 2 weeks, we don't start tossing. And we don't even start from 5Ks or 10Ks. We've got to get them fit, reasonably fit around the block. And that 1 hour is not no flag. They want to fly that 1 hour or more around the block before you even think about tossing. Another one, don't toss bright early in the morning after it's been raining for a few days, because the bloody falcons are hungry then. Right? You get decimated if you're just taking the birds 10 k's down the road. Another one, 2-year-olds are good, but I think that actually had some tossing at least as a minimum or a couple of short races. Everyone said to us, oh, you've got to have 2-year-olds and 3-year-olds, especially in Sydney. No one said that you don't actually keep them without tossing them. So we had all these wonderful 2-year-olds, hadn't actually seen a race or a race basket or even a tossing basket, and wondered why the hell we lost them all within the first couple of months of next year. Someone has to tell you this stuff. Last one, well, no, 2 more. 2 more. A pigeon once caught is unlikely ever to make a good race pigeon again. I've only had one notable exception. I've got one particular Jansen hen who babies, they got hooked, they get hooked once, they got hooked a second time, but they would still race again. But it's the only pigeon that we've ever had that pigeons that once caught will actually make a decent race pigeon. So you either choose to keep it to stock or just cull it, because it ain't gonna do it again. And the other little thing here, stop tossing in September. Right? Don't toss pigeons in September in Sydney, because they are going to get eaten alive. They become very active, and so I think it's a purely, I'm not sure if it's a purely Sydney thing, but I know that in September you will toss pigeons that are flying 300 miles, 350 miles, you'll take them 40 k's up the road and you'll lose them. And you lose them regularly. You can almost guarantee that every toss in September in Sydney, you will lose pigeons that have raced, experienced good race pigeons. So they're the sort of lessons learned. So if anybody can add to my list, please come and tell me a few more so we don't make the same mistakes.
Excuse me, fellas, did anyone call for taxis?
No problem. Mentors. So I'll just go back. So when we first started, I thought, look, we're going to go and buy some pigeons. So we went to a couple of sales of some reasonable flyers in Sydney and found that you could buy the top price pigeon in the sale for about $500. And that was all right. I thought, well, I've got money now. I didn't have it when I was a teenager. I can actually go out and buy some of the top birds for a few $100 and we can go well. Then I went to the John Bryan sale. Got the shock of my life when one went for $5,000 or something, and what 2 went for $3,000, and anyway, obviously I didn't take enough money. So I learned that lesson. Top flyers and their top birds don't come cheap. Okay, so that's that. Now, what do you need to be successful? And we're not there yet. But this is how I ascertained what we needed to do when I started to analyse after a few years why we couldn't win the bloody race. Well, what do you really need? And this is where Greg Hamilton stole most of my thunder. In fact, he stole a lot. I've got them in a slightly different order, but that's because I'm an architect, so I go to the building first, right? You need a good loft. Now, by a good loft, I don't mean you need a grand loft, but it's got to meet a few simple criteria. Sunlight. It's got to be facing the right way, and you've got to get sun into your loft, especially in winter. So, northeast is the best orientation. Now, sorry, I'll just put my architect's hat on again here a little bit. Even if you're building a bloody house for yourself, face the bloody thing northeast, okay? Because you need sun in your own home, because the principles that apply to a pigeon actually apply to people as well, right? So you need sunlight, you need ventilation and fresh air, and it's got to be dry. And basically, it sounds like I basically copied Griffith's speech, but I had this written down and I showed him as soon as he finished. Number 2, good pigeons. If you haven't got the right ammunition, it doesn't matter what you do, how hard you work, how good your loft is, it's just, you're going to lose. People with good pigeons that keep them healthy were going to beat you. Because the pigeons actually, and I believe this to be a fact, a good pigeon will actually overcome a bad fancier mostly. So the pigeons, our pigeons are actually winning despite our lack of experience. Not because of what we're doing, but because they're bloody good pigeons and we've got a reasonable handle on how to keep them healthy. And then the third thing, and this is where my brother comes in, hard work and observation. Right? Yeah, it isn't easy to actually win races consistently. You've really got to work hard. That's why I focus on the breeding, because I'm really lazy. Right? Carlo does all the work. He's the trainer. He's the one that puts in the 20 tosses, because I reckon we put in at least 20 tosses to get them ready early. We don't send pigeons to races half-baked. We actually get them fit. They get a lot of tossing. They virtually go to the first race point